Hello one and all, welcome to Seeing Through Glass. Now many of you will know that I recently sold my Jaguar F-Type R. Before that I owned an Alfa Romeo 4C. Now I love those two cars more than I think I will love my future children. However, when I owned my F-Type I really missed my 4C, and when I owned a 4C all I wanted was an F-Type. However, I was never rich enough or fortunate enough to own both at the same time. But when I arrived here in LA I received a message on Instagram from a guy called Matthew who is living the dream. He owns both a V8 F-Type and an Alfa 4C. What a freaking lad.
Think I'm crazy, 'cause I've been on a mission lately, trying to forget you like we've never met before.
I mean, how freaking cool do these two look? So mean. They're like sort of stealth spec. Now, any attentive viewers will know that both of these cars are slightly different to the F-Type and the 4C that I personally owned. Now, starting off with the Jag, the most obvious difference is this is a convertible, but we are in California, and like the one that I drove in San Francisco, I think you have to have a convertible in California, so I'm not holding that against Matthew at all. This is the all-wheel drive R, so you still get the 550 brake horsepower. He's even got the badass carbon fiber rims, so nailing life there. And as I say, super stealthy, mean spec. There's a lot of sort of black badging life going on over here. But, you know, very familiar, and obviously a car that's featured on my channel a lot over the last year, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. The 4C, however, I am going to dwell on because, oh, I miss this little baby. So all US cars got these glass headlights instead of the carbon fiber sort of spider ones, which I personally preferred. I think it just added that exotic edge. But again, you know, you couldn't have the carbon fiber spiders in America, so glass it is. He's got the perfect rims, the actual classic Alfa rims there in the sort of dark gunmetal grey, yellow calipers. I personally had the launch edition car, which had the sort of grab hole front bumpers. This isn't a launch edition car, it's a standard US coupe, so you don't get those, but it still looks super clean. One thing the US cars added was this sort of carbon fiber side air intake, which I think is only on the right. Yeah, it's only on the right hand side, but it's a sort of additional air intake. And then round the back you get slightly different US bumpers. I never know if anyone knows why they have these sort of extended US bumpers, please tell me. And then Matthew's done a few customizations to this. He's put spacers to push the wheels out slightly and changed the very controversial exhaust tips. The standard car has sort of like these inner ring things. They were always a bit of an ugly design, so he's put some custom tips on there. But even though these cars are very different from the F-Type and the 4C that I owned, it is still so amazing and so cool to see them both together. I've basically fantasized and dreamed about this moment for so long, and that is almost my dream garage. I mean, at least for the last 2 years it's been my dream garage, and they are so cool. The other thing is, I haven't actually sat in a 4C since I sold mine, so this could either be a very lovely reminiscing day where I think back to all the happy memories of me and an Alfa Romeo, or I could sit in it, spiral into a deep lustful state and desperately want a 4C back in my life. Let's see what happens. Oh, what a familiar place. Oh, you know, I was just saying, sorry, by the way, Matthew, very nice to meet you. Thank you for the opportunity. Welcome to Seeing Through Glass.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
I was just saying, this is the first time I've now sat in a 4C since I sold mine. So it's either going to be like this great, like, oh, what a great time I had, or I'm just going to want one again really badly, which I think I do.
You're probably going to want one again.
You've got the red leather in here, which is super nice. Super nice, especially with the black exterior pack. It just, it makes everything pop and tie together. What seats did I have? I can't even remember what
I
colour.
don't remember.
Black, maybe black?
I think they were black, because you had the launch edition,
I had the
right?
launch edition, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So... I've missed this so much. Thank you. Okay, warning, low fuel, so we need to go and fill up,
right?
We're
going to fuel stop.
Okay, perfect.
You remember how to do it?
I'm just thinking now. I'm like, there you go, first, but I kind of forgot everything.
You put it in the manual mode.
I put it in manual mode straight away. I was like, what is he doing?
I'm like, no, well, you put it in manual mode. I figured you knew what you were doing.
Traction off.
Yeah.
That way?
Gas station. Yeah, let's go that way.
Okay, fine. There we go, there's that no power steering. Oh, such special cars, right. Now they're low as well, and one thing I've learned about LA is that the streets are very interesting with their ins and
angles.
outs.
The angles are not always pleasant.
So give me a shout if I'm about to miss a massive pothole.
No, you're fine.
Okay. Do you know where any gas stations are around here?
This is, LA, you just drive down the street and you cross your fingers and hope for the best. Let's go, let's actually go right.
Yeah? I have so many memories flooding back to me right now about my time with this car. So how long have you owned this?
This I've actually only owned for about a month and a half.
Wow, okay. Early days then.
Yeah.
And what inspired the purchase apart from you being a mega fan of Seen Through Glass? You can admit it.
Of course, I promise I had seen the film before I purchased the car.
You're going to shave your head soon, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Get British accent.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know, honestly, I went in to buy a 911 and I walked out with an Alpha.
I mean, you couldn't have gone more different.
Yeah. I had heard a little bit about them. I read a little bit about them because I love cars, and clearly I had watched your videos.
Sure, of course.
So I knew that they were epic cars. But I'd never driven one, so I'm like, okay, I'll go for a little spin. 30 seconds into it, called my wife. I'm buying a new car.
Yeah.
I was sold.
It was the exact same. You know, when we were talking before, like, it's the exact same experience I had. When you get in this car, it immediately is such a supercar feeling that you can't help but like, I need this in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm also remembering a lot of the quirks immediately. So firstly, it's very loud. Now it's particularly loud because you've messed around with the exhaust.
Yeah, slightly. We removed a bit here or there.
Okay, sure. So we definitely got a bit more rumble, which for YouTube is not great. Secondly, aircon and heating in this car was always a bit of a disaster. The steering is definitely like one of the most unique parts about this car that you can't help forget. It's an arm workout every time you're in traffic or at slow speed. And do you find it at all frantic or anything like that? Do you have the...
You know, I actually fixed that. I put a little bit of negative camber on the front wheels. And I wasn't sure what the result was going to be. But night and day.
Wow.
It doesn't follow the roads. I mean, still, like, there's certain roads, certain camber changes that you're going to, for sure, it's going to jump with.
Sure.
But for the most part, completely smoothed it out.
Interesting. And I think the spec is awesome. Black with then all the red stitching and the red seats. Really nice.
I can't say that I spec'd it out myself.
It
just happened to be sitting on the lot. But yeah, no, I agree. You've
lucked into some really nice options there.
It's weird being in the passenger seat.
I can imagine, especially so early on, man. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I actually have another quirk to talk about because I didn't realize that my passengers have this aircon unit just sitting in their legs.
Yeah, literally banging on their legs. And especially when you start driving quick because their legs start moving around. Right. Bang, every time.
This is the California twisties.
Okay. The on and off ramp of the highway.
The LA twisties.
I would love to own this car again. I would love to, but it's you got the dream scenario because you said you also have a Maserati Ghibli.
Yes, we have a Ghibli S as well.
Which is amazing. I'm taking this exit right here, right?
Yeah, right here.
Because you're very lucky and fortunate when this isn't the perfect car, as in the daily driver, you can jump in the Jag or even the Ghibli.
Right. Yeah, any sort of longer trips, I mean, you take the Ghibli because it's just
for sure. Where's the fuel tank?
As I say, the moment of truth, do you remember?
Yeah, I literally cannot remember.
It's going to be on my side.
Your side, okay. Also, I'm sat on the opposite side of the car.
Oh, that's
so
true.
So I'll use that.
Yeah, what's the experience of driving it like?
You know what? Totally fine. A lot of people ask that. You get used to it so quickly. There we go. Fuel time. I see, and you've got nice things in here like an airbag. I didn't get that in mine.
But it also makes it way more.
There's a racer speaking.
Yeah, I think from the factory these things are like 2,400 pounds or something in Europe, but here they're like a little over 2,500 pounds.
Oh wow, yeah, I know there was a lot which they... And then the air intake on the left, does it do anything? Do you know?
No, it does.
It does? Because we didn't have that as well.
Really?
Yeah, I never had that.
Well, I guess I assumed it did something. Maybe it doesn't now.
Who knows? It's just got so much character. Man, you made me miss this car so much.
So you're gonna buy another one?
Yeah, maybe. But wow, I think now we've had the visceral experience of the 4C, which, as I say, has made me want one. Let's go and see if I will regret selling the F-Type by checking out your all-wheel drive art.
Sounds like a plan.
Now this is a very familiar place to be, I guess, for viewers and for me. Amazingly though, today we're in California with clouds.
Yeah.
I'm quite furious. I've been crying most of the morning because I wasn't quite sure how to handle it.
Well, we wanted to make sure you weren't homesick.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so I brought some London weather with me. However, most of the time, this convertible F-Type must be the dream. Having been able to put the roof down.
Oh, in California, I mean, this is Sunshine State.
Yeah.
This is a shine.
Shine.
Well, with the sound, I mean, yeah, you can put the windows down, but when you put the top down, it's like the exhaust has you have headphones of the exhaust.
That's exactly what I said. Did you watch my video?
I actually didn't watch that one.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, come on, this thing sounds so good. Speaking of which, we just turned the exhaust on.
And why doesn't it start on?
Why should it always be on? Just always on. I mean, I put a stupid bloody Quicksilver exhaust on mine, which meant it was always on. But that's because I was like, just give me noise. Make it super loud all the time. So how long have you owned this car?
This one about a year.
About a year, okay. And you've gone all-wheel drive. Were you tempted by the rear-wheel drive?
Not at all.
Not at all, really?
I loved them when they first came out.
Sure.
I wanted one, but I wasn't gonna get it because of, first of all, the setup feels different from the rear-wheel drive.
Okay, interesting.
And this was gonna be a daily driver for me. So as a daily driver, something that's harsh all the time, especially in LA roads, it just didn't work. And once you get going, the all-wheel drive is faster.
No, fair enough. I am not against it. A lot of people see all-wheel drive and like, oh, piece of crap, but it is such a good and complex all-wheel drive from my brief experience in the SVR, and it still allows slip and play. Like, you don't lose the fun silliness that the rear-wheel drive gives. Even with the roof up, it's just... Oh, and there's a tunnel ahead as well. How perfect.
Yeah, tunnels are perfect.
Good timing. It's the one thing I think will be very hard to replace with whatever I get next, is the sound of this car. Oh, it's too much fun. It is way too much fun. It's got that kind of character, that special thing, which it's almost the hint of the 4C is the wildness of the 4C. You retain some of that in the F-Type because of its character.
Yeah.
Which I think is why it's like the dream combo. I hate you. You've literally nailed exactly the setup that I would have wanted for the last year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, clearly I just watched your videos and said, oh, that's what I want.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
I'm gonna copy him. Yeah. Oh, he's sold? Shit, I need to change. Man, congratulations.
Well, that's great. So whatever you get next, I'm gonna have to add.
That's your shopping list. I'll come and visit you in a year and you'll have whatever I got. Man, it's very cool though. I appreciate massively, firstly the invitation, but also the opportunity to drive both, because yeah, for me it's nice to reminisce and get all romantic and misty-eyed about cars that I've owned. Yeah, you've really nailed it. Thank you.
No, of course, my pleasure.
And the cars are now tucked back up in the back cave here. They look so cool together. I have to say, after this morning's experience, I think I'd pick the 4C. It's just, there's something more special, more unique about it. As much as I love the F-Type, and I've obviously spent the last year in an F-Type, and I'm not going to complain about that. On a sort of day like today where you're just going out for a quick drive, I think the 4C has to win, hands down. Matthew's a very lucky guy. Huge thanks to him for getting in touch and also for this opportunity to drive both. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts. Which would you prefer between the two? Give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos to come.